the one thing that I did know, and I didn't know this the whole time, but I just recently, probably in the last 5 years, is found out that in order to get the home warranty, you do have to have a home inspection. Is that
That's not true.
not true?
You don't have to
See, I
have a
didn't.
home inspection.
Okay.
But I will say knowledge is power because
Okay.
if a buyer opts to not get a home inspection and there are things wrong with that home, they're not going to be covered.
Okay. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
I love that you invited me. So thank you, Pete.
Yeah, you're actually my very first podcast. So we just put this room together, and I was just super excited to have you on to talk about home warranties. So you have been selling home warranties now for how long?
Not quite 20 years.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I bet you have some amazing stories
I do.
to tell.
I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
The theme of this podcast is really to educate first-time home buyers, and a lot of first-time home buyers they don't really know. A lot of them aren't aware of what even a home warranty is. And so, do you want to explain what a home warranty is?
Yeah, because honestly, I get a call at least once a week from a new buyer who is under the impression that it's their homeowner's insurance,
Oh,
right?
got it. Yep.
Because it's confusing. There's so many
Yeah.
things. So what the home warranty is very different from your homeowner's insurance.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we cover it's a 1 year and sometimes a 2 year. So we offer both 1 and 2 year contracts
Okay.
that are renewable from year to year. So
They
you can
are
keep it.
renewable. So if it expires, you can continue to
Yeah, as a
renew
matter of fact, about 90% of my homeowners do renew
every
from year
year.
to year.
And can you ever not renew?
Um, I mean, it's an option, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you don't have to.
But the home warranty company will let you continuously
Yes,
for as long as you own the home.
yes.
Wow.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah. And so we covered your major systems and appliances that fail just from normal wear and tear, your everyday
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
So we're very different from your homeowner's insurance in a couple different ways because your homeowner's insurance is going to cover damage, but they're not going to cover those day-to-day items
Explain
that
that
fail.
damage to the house.
Right. So your homeowner's
Okay.
insurance,
Yeah.
that's their function.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example because there are times when your home warranty and your homeowner's insurance do work together. Because as
Oh,
an
wow.
example, because your home warranty does not cover for damage.
Okay.
So let's say, you turn your dishwasher on and you leave for the day.
Yeah.
And you come home and unfortunately it has flooded your house and your floors are
That
ruined.
actually happened to me, but
Did
it
it
wasn't
really?
really bad. It wasn't as bad. I didn't do a claim, but that
Okay.
actually recently
But it
happened.
happens,
Yeah, it
right?
did. Yeah. Yeah.
So if those situations happen, we, the home warranty, will come in and we'll replace your dishwasher. But we're not going to fix your floors. Your homeowner's
Gotcha.
insurance is not going to replace that dishwasher. They'll fix your floors.
Got
Does
it.
that make
So you
sense?
can kind of so if you have both, you have the homeowner's insurance
Mm-hmm.
and you have the home warranty. And what you just explained, they actually will work together, cover both. So, and why would the home warranty not cover the floors, or why would the homeowner's insurance not cover the dishwasher?
It's just outside of the scope of what we do. And when you
Okay.
look at, home owners insurance, they're more for catastrophic, bigger issues,
I
right?
see.
If you have a small issue, you're probably not going to file a claim for various reasons.
Yeah.
For your home warranty, though, uh, we're there for your smaller everyday problems, but we are
Yeah.
also there for those larger ticket items too.
Okay. Wow. I could see how buyers would get that confused. Homeowners insurance. You also have mortgage insurance. So you have
Right.
like three different insurances that buyers have to understand and learn about. What we're talking about is a home warranty.
Correct.
Yeah.
And another difference is that your home warranty, there's no requirement. I know that if you're getting a loan for your
Mm-hmm.
property, you also have to have homeowners insurance.
Mm,
That's not the case with your home warranty. Your home
got it.
warranty is optional,
Optional.
although it's of course, highly
Highly
recommended.
recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's optional,
hmm
and who typically would pay for a home warranty, and how much would it normally typically cost?
That's a great question. The average cost is anywhere from $550 or so for the first year, up to $900 or more. It depends because of the coverage you might need. But
Got
for
it.
the basic stuff, we're looking at maybe 550 to 650
Okay.
for the year.
Is it based on square footage or location or?
It is only square footage, but only when you're getting into homes that are over 5,000 square feet.
Got it.
So anything under 5,000 square feet, it's basically a cookie cutter cost.
I see.
Yeah.
And does it depend on what kind of appliances or what kind of heating and air system?
That's a good question too, and it can. So we cover appliances, and every home warranty has limitations on certain things. Appliances are one of them, okay? But they're generous. So like Fidelity, if you want the refrigerator covered, it's $5,000. So most
I see.
refrigerators
Up
don't
to
cost that much.
$5,000. Yeah.
Right. So if
Okay.
we're needing to replace it,
Yeah.
if you're dealing with a very high-end home, let's say you've got a Sub-Zero refrigerator or something like, or maybe a Viking stove,
Yep.
we offer an additional coverage so that you can double those
I see.
and get better coverage for those higher end. But
I see.
otherwise, just the regular coverage that comes with the home warranty should be sufficient.
I see. And so, so I have so many questions on this because I see home warranties come on my closing statement, and the buyers, most of the time, the realtor will approach the buyer and say, "Hey, let's get a home warranty." So I see these all the time, and so I've personally gotten home warranties before, but I've never actually had a claim.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't get a home warranty on my last house. It was a complete remodel, and I didn't know if I could get a home warranty on a remodel. So I just never actually went forward with it. So my question would be, who typically will tell the buyer about the home warranty, and is it you that calls, or how does it work?
So it is going to typically be their realtor. It's
Okay.
their realtor they have the relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
But then once the realtor does that, I'm always there and available. So if the buyer
I
wants
see.
to go over the details,
Oh, I
if they
see.
have any questions, and
Yeah.
especially we're talking about first-time home buyers,
Yeah.
more than likely they will have questions.
Yeah.
And I do think it's important that they know, I'm local, because a lot of the time they think that they're calling this 800 number and they're getting
Like a customer service representative from
And of
the
course,
East
we
Coast.
do
Yeah.
offer that. We have that. But for clients that want me to connect, I'm more than happy to do
Do you ever
that.
go to the properties and look at the properties that they're getting home warranties on?
No,
No.
no.
You just kind of get a list of what's in the house.
Right. So
Got it.
I'll either speak with the realtor or I'll speak with the buyer. And to be honest, because the buyer is dealing with so much, the realtor sometimes has more detailed information for me.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then once I've gotten that information, then I can sort of guide that buyer into the coverage that I think would be best suited for them.
Got it. A lot of the a lot of the home warranties that I see come across my desk, most of the time the sellers actually are giving a credit to cover. Do you see that a lot?
I do. And because the market has shifted, I think that's a benefit for new buyers.
Yeah.
It's also very localized, so it depends on the area. In some areas, the sellers always provide the home warranty.
Yeah.
In other areas, they don't.
Yeah.
It actually benefits the seller when they do. It really does.
Yeah.
There's reasons for that. But, and then of course, it's going to benefit that buyer. But
Yeah. Wow. I got some more really good questions here for you. So let's see. What are the common misconceptions about home warranties that you actually we addressed that? One of them was people think it's insurance. Are there any other misconceptions that you can think of?
There's a handful.
Okay.
So one is I do get concerned buyers when they're purchasing an older home. They think that the older home, because it's got older systems, that it's not going to be as good as a newer build. And I can tell you that that's, for the most part, extremely wrong because they just don't make things like they used to.
Gotcha.
So if you're purchasing a home that is older and that has older systems, but those systems are functioning fine, you got your inspection, things look good.
Yeah.
Don't shy away necessarily because of the age of that home or those systems.
So what you're saying is that a buyer might call you and say, "Hey, this home is really old. I'm really concerned. Even if I get a home warranty, the heating and air unit is 20 years old, 25 years old. Should I be concerned about this, breaking?" And what you're saying is that back 20, 30 years ago, they built things really well, better than what they sometimes build today. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many claims we have on, as an example, HVAC systems that are, 5 years old
Wow.
or less than 10 years old.
Wow. So it's not necessarily the age that would
No.
create a claim.
No.
Gotcha. Okay. So what are some of the things that a home warranty does not cover? Well, actually, we covered that with like the floors and, but we're talking appliances, heating and air. What are some of the other bigger ticket items, I should say, that actually are covered?
So we cover, and it's funny, but plumbing can be very expensive.
It covers
Water
plumbing?
heaters, we cover plumbing.
Really?
Plumbing stoppages, plumbing leaks within the home.
Okay.
Your water heater, which, by the way,
Water
used to be a
heater.
lot less expensive to replace, but
Yeah.
now on average, it's anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000
Wow.
for that water heater. And
For a water heater.
for a water heater. And a lot of the reasons why is because, and I guess if you're a homeowner and you're very capable and you can go down to Home Depot and do it yourself,
Yeah.
but if you're needing to hire somebody, there's requirements now that those licensed plumbers have to handle. So like the disposal of
see.
the old one,
Oh.
everything has gotten more
Wow.
expensive, including the unit itself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. That's a big ticket item. I mean, who
Very,
would think,
yeah.
a water heater, you buy your house and the water heater goes out as $3,000. Most first-time home buyers, they don't have a lot of money after they close. They might have 1 or 2 months of reserves of the payment, but they're not going to have, $3,000 just laying around. They can just, pay for a home warranty. So this is great information.
Right.
Here's another question. We were talking about earlier the coverages for if it's an investment property. It's not just first-time home buyers, although, it's great for first-time home buyers, but can I buy a home warranty if I'm an investor? I'm buying a rental property.
Yes. So we cover any property that is used for residential purpose. And that includes even if you've got an apartment complex.
Like a big apartment complex, like more than
we would provide a per unit.
really. I did. And do you do a lot of those?
Well, we do a fair
Like
amount.
a good amount, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that I don't think the information is widely known as widely as it probably
Wow, I
should
had
be.
no idea. So if someone's wanting to buy, they just changed the rules for Fannie Mae. Fannie Mae now allows you to buy a 4-unit up to a 4-unit property and just put 5% down.
Nice, I did not know
If
that.
you live in one of the units, yeah. So they could literally get a home warranty for all the other 3 or 4, all 4 units, get a home warranty for all the major appliances, major big ticket items.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So anything from a mobile home or a condo to an apartment complex.
Okay.
As long as it's used for a residential purpose.
Yeah. So the one thing that I did know, and I didn't know this the whole time, but I just recently, probably in the last 5 years, is found out that in order to get the home warranty, you do have to have a home inspection.
That's not true.
Not true.
You don't have to
See, I
have a
didn't-
home inspection.
Okay.
But I will say knowledge is power, because
Okay.
if a buyer opts to not get a home inspection and there are things wrong with that home, they're not going to be covered.
So if someone gets a home warranty, but they did not get a home inspection, and the dishwasher or washer and dryer goes out,
Or if it never worked.
oh,
If it worked for them, if it worked for them,
got it.
then we'll cover it.
Yeah.
But if they move into a home and it never worked for them, and this has
that
happened
makes
where
sense.
the air conditioner, I had this happen not that long ago, where the air conditioner wasn't working when they were first trying to move in,
Yeah.
and there were missing parts on the unit.
Yeah.
And they would have known that had they had a home inspection done,
Right.
but they opted not to get that inspected. So,
Got it.
yeah.
So that's super important, first-time buyers or any buyer in the market. If you're going to be getting a home warranty, you should also look and make sure you get a home inspection. I mean, that's obviously 101 buying a home, get a home inspection. Okay, that makes sense.
And something too, since we're on that subject of home inspections, they need to also keep in mind and maybe have a conversation with their realtor, because depending on the type of time of year,
Mm-hmm.
so if it's even like now, you
Mm-hmm.
know, it's kind of too cold sometimes to turn on that, especially if the inspection's scheduled in the morning.
Yeah,
That home inspector may not be able to turn on the air conditioner to
because it's too
test it
cold.
because it's too cold,
I see.
and it's not inspected. So you
Yeah.
have no idea the condition. So even though you are getting a home inspection, they're not able to inspect that piece. So what I suggest is either have your home inspector come back out later in the day
Yep.
when they can
When
test it.
it's a little warmer.
And usually
Yeah.
they'll go out there for free or for a very nominal
I see.
price to
Yeah. Yeah.
evaluate something.
Yep.
But just understand that if it's not inspected, you don't know the condition.
That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. And so when someone does a claim for a warranty and they give you a call, is that one of the questions they ask? They say, "Hey, was this working in the past?" Or how do they know whether it was working or not? If there is no home warranty on file, like how do they know?
We ask.
You ask.
We will
Okay,
ask.
got
Yeah.
it. Okay,
You know, usually that's only if it's a recent, policy that they just purchased, they just moved in,
I see.
and they call us. We'll ask them, when did you first notice the problem? Was
Yeah.
it working for you?
Okay.
And that's the determination. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Very cool. All right, just a few more questions here. Here's a couple good ones. So what factors should a first-time home buyer consider when choosing a home warranty provider? So I understand there's more than just one. So you've been with Fidelity for
Right.
20 years.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure you have some really great benefits of why Fidelity would be a good one over maybe some of the others.
One of the biggest things that I would say is the the coverage really does differ based on the company.
Okay.
I'll also say that it's super important to don't choose just by price. There's a lot of companies out there that are, an online company
Yeah.
only.
Yeah.
The problem with those companies is there's a few, but one of the major ones is that they don't have any local representation and they don't do a whole lot of business in our area. And that causes a problem because they don't have the vendors. They don't have the
Got it.
contractors.
That makes total
So when you
sense.
call for service, there's no one for them to send.
Yep. So if they're looking at home warranties and they're looking at pricing, and I guess you get what you pay for, right?
Right.
You get what you pay for. So they look at Fidelity, and one great reason why they should go with a local company like Fidelity is because the local company is going to have the providers, the contractors, the maintenance people, the heating and air companies to actually service that unit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, because I live here locally, not just because I live here locally, but I'm the advocate for
Yeah.
my home buyer.
Yeah.
So if there is a questionable situation, I'll get involved to see
Yeah.
what it is I can do to assist them in getting something moved forward
Okay.
and taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And speaking with the providers, do you have relationships with the providers on making sure they have a standard that they work with, like turnaround times, and make sure they provide good service to
Yes,
as
we
well?
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have got some great local vendors
that's awesome.
here because I have personal relationships. Over
Yeah.
the years, you
Yeah,
build relationships.
totally.
But there are times, since you brought it up, there are times, let's say it's peak season,
Hmm.
when all of our contractors are swamped.
Yeah,
So let's say you call and you want something done and our guy can't get out there in the time that you want.
yeah.
We will work with you on hiring your own contractor
Oh,
as
I
long
see.
as they're licensed.
Yeah,
So there are ways around that. So because a lot of the misconceptions is that there's frustration with waiting for that technician to come out.
yeah.
We really do handle that very well. But in those peak seasons, sometimes if we just give the option for the
Yeah,
homeowner that
I
they
see.
can go outside of our vendor
I
group
see.
if they choose to.
I see. So I didn't know that that's actually how it worked. So you guys have vendors, and if my heating and air unit went out, I can't just call you and say, "Hey, my heating and air went out. I have a home warranty. I'd like you guys to pay this guy that's at my house because he told me that I need a new whatever. Can you go ahead and pay him?" It doesn't work like that.
No, what you would want to
see.
do, yeah, let's say as an example, you wake up and you don't have any hot water.
Yeah.
You don't call your plumber, you call us.
Got it.
And then we dispatch our local plumber.
Yeah.
And then they'll coordinate with you as the homeowner to get out there and evaluate, see what's going on.
I see.
If you choose, you still need to start a claim with us. So let's say you've got a personal friend who's a plumber.
Yeah.
You want them doing the
Yeah.
work. You would still make your claim with us first. Let us know. I'm going to hire my own guy, and I'll provide you, the documentation that you're going to need.
And you guys will be able to accommodate to the
We
best
will.
you can. Yeah.
Right. Now, what we'll do, and the reason why home warranties are affordable is because we do have contracted rates
Makes sense.
with our contractors. We also purchase our appliances, our HVAC units
Makes sense.
significantly because we
In
buy
bulk. You're buying in bulk.
major bulk.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
So that's why. So when it comes to, let's say you do hire your own plumber,
Mhm.
we're not going to reimburse you a retail cost. We would reimburse you with what we would have paid our contracted rates.
Got it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's awesome. I think I'll be getting a home warranty every time I buy a house now. Let's see. Are there any specific maintenance tips or strategies that a first-time home buyer should keep in mind to maximize the benefits of a home warranty?
That's a great question, Pete. And again, I'll just reiterate, make sure you get your home inspections. If you've got a pool, get a pool inspection. For me, with what I do and what I've seen
Yeah.
throughout my career, my HVAC, I think it's worth the extra money to hire a separate HVAC licensed person
I see.
to
Yeah.
make that evaluation. There's so much information
Oh,
that
I
they
see what you're
have.
saying. So you're saying instead of just getting a full homeowner's inspection, you could get another like a heating and air inspection and a pool inspection
Yes.
and inspection for another appliance or depending on what
Right.
what
I
they
think
have.
for the most part, your pool, your HVAC, if you have, home warranties don't cover your chimney, but that's another,
I see.
that I might
Yeah.
consider if I was buying a home. And I
Yeah.
only say that because of, again, with the years of experience, I've had situations where the home inspector, they're very good. They
Mhm.
know what they're doing, but they are limited. They're not a licensed HVAC person.
Yeah.
So they're not able to tell you
Correct. It
things,
makes sense.
right,
Yeah.
that your licensed person
Yeah.
could. So if you're
Okay.
making a huge investment in a new home,
Yeah.
it might cost you another $100, $200 to get that additional information.
Yep.
And again, information is power.
Absolutely. What advice would you give to a first-time home buyer who are on the fence about whether to invest in a home warranty?
I thought about this question a little bit because I got into the business just as a side story.
Yeah.
I've never sold a thing in my life. I had no intention of ever selling anything. I don't feel that I sell anything.
Mm-hmm.
I was a homeowner. I had purchased a new home. I had only been in it for a few weeks.
This is your first time?
Yes.
For your first time? That's good. That was going to be
Right.
my last question is tell me a story of your first time when you bought your
And
home.
I remember it was a two-story house, and I'm hearing water, and I was the only one home. I had no water on. All of a sudden, my carpet starts getting soaked, and I had a plumbing leak. And I didn't know where it was coming from. I didn't remember that I had a home warranty.
Yeah,
I called my realtor, very upset.
I bet.
Anyway, he reminded me that I had this home warranty,
Oh, wow.
and he helped me get it taken care of. Of course, it was before I was in the business, and it just was such a relief.
Yeah.
And then since then, on that house, we owned that house for 4 years. They replaced my air conditioning and heating system, my
Wow.
pool pump,
Wow.
my water heater. And so for me, when the job did become available, I felt this was something I really, truly I have personal,
Yeah.
knowledge on.
Yeah.
And so it really can be very helpful. And especially now, I don't know about you, but we had to replace our refrigerator last year. And the cost for that, of course, I have a home warranty, so that helped. But
Yeah.
they're just so much more expensive these days.
Here's a question. So I own a few pieces of real estate that I don't think I have home warranties on anymore.
Okay.
Can I just go out if I own a house? Can I just go out and get a home warranty on the house?
Yes.
Really?
The only difference is there's two differences. Your coverage won't start for 30 days after it's been ordered and
cool.
processed.
Okay.
That's just so we ensure that it's in good working order.
Yep.
And your service fee is a little higher. Other than
Oh.
that, the coverage is the same. It's
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
and a few statistics
Yeah.
that are, and this was from a few years ago, so I would say they may have even increased some.
Yeah.
But on average, the first year, your home buyer is going to use their home warranty 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is this is statistics that I was provided, 70% chance of a failure in any given year.
Say that again.
You have a 70%
As
chance.
a first-time home buyer.
Right.
Okay.
Or really any buyer.
Okay. Any
But
buyer. Yeah.
There's a 70% chance that something's going to fail. Could be your
Within the first 12
dishwasher,
months.
could be your water heater, your heater.
Within the first 12 months.
Within 70% chance within the first 12 months. And on average, that repair costs about $1,500.
Interesting. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So any home statistically within the first 12 months has a 70% chance that there'll be a $1,500 repair.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So when you look at the cost of the home warranty, it makes sense.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to go get some home warranties. So as you know, I started this podcast and my goal here is to help first-time home buyers, and I hope this has created a lot of value for the listeners. One of the things that I want to do is tell stories about how my guests actually purchased their first house, and tell a little bit about some of the things you learned. What year was it? What were the circumstances? Was it a scary time when you bought? Because right now, anyone that's buying right now, it's can be scary. There's a lot of challenges right now for first-time home buyers. However, they still need housing. So I was going to see if you could tell your story of, what it was like. How did you feel throughout the process, and how did it come about?
Gosh, it's been a long time, but it was very scary.
Mm.
It was so scary because you're jumping from that, in my opinion, the wrong perception that you've got some sort of security by not owning your home, because you're signing on that dotted line. That's a scary feeling.
I see.
Versus renting.
Yeah.
Because, you can get out of that. You can change, you can after 12 months or whatever your lease is.
So that part was scary for you.
That was scary for
Yeah.
me, but also exciting.
Mhm.
At the time that we purchased our house, I want to say it was, early 90s, maybe 92.
Wow.
And the interest rate, I want to say, was about 10%.
Really?
And the reason why I say that is because, I have kids,
Yeah.
probably your age.
Yeah.
And over the last handful of years, the interest rates have been so good that they're a bit shocked now.
Mm-hmm.
But I let them know that truly, it's all relative.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And even back then at that percentage rate, which was the going rate,
Yeah.
we felt lucky.
Wow.
We were fortunate, and we appreciated that.
Yeah.
Times change.
Yeah.
We refinanced.
Yeah.
You know.
How long was it until you refinanced? How long?
Gosh,
You
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But
It's an interesting story. I mean, in 92, interest rates were at 10. And one of the scarier parts for you was signing on the dotted line, thinking that you might not have options on getting out of the contract.
well, yeah, or just there's just I was young
Yeah.
and a lot younger, and just didn't know what our future held,
Yeah.
and didn't want to be tied down.
Yeah.
So we learned, of course, that we could always sell it,
Yeah.
which is
Yep.
what we did. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
After however long we were in
Yeah.
that home. And it really did. The next home we purchased, it allowed us, it helped us purchase that
Get
second
into
home.
the next house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for coming on. Really enjoyed our time together. And I really appreciate you sharing about home warranties and fidelity. So if our listeners would want to get a home warranty, what would they need to do? Like if they own a house, or if they're a first-time home buyer, how would they go about getting in touch with you or getting a home warranty?
They can just reach out to me. I do have an 800 number. I prefer not to use it. I have a cell
Yeah.
phone,
Okay.
530-440-9376.
Okay, awesome. And I'll put that in the description
Okay.
of the
Yeah,
video.
or they
So
can email me.
yeah, cool. Well, thank you so much. I really
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Pete.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Thank
you.
you.